It looks like things are finally starting to get complicated in the small pickup segment. So far, Maverick has been enjoying the position of undisputed leader in the segment, mainly because of the fact that there was just one competitor, from Hyundai. However, things started to change, as Ram has already presented a new pickup that will soon enough arrive in North America. Other car makers are getting ready to enter the segment as well, and we are particularly interested in the third part of the Big Three. Namely, GM has been making such pickup in South America for decades, and that's why many believe that the company will soon enter the segment and bring a $25,000 Chevy small truck that can eat Ford Maverick for breakfast. Montana is the word you've been looking for. The way Americans look at pickups changed significantly with the launch of the Ford Maverick. Suddenly, they have become interested in something that isn't necessarily a full-size body-on-frame pickup, able to tow a boat. Ford's small pickup proved that trucks can be maneuverable and easy to drive, and that they can attract non-traditional pickup drivers as well. Of course, other car makers realize the potential of the new segment as well, and they are now in a rush to release their small pickups and take a piece of market share. Stellantis will most likely be the first one to join the segment, with the new Rampage that has just debuted in Brazil. Soon after, Toyota will come with the revived Stout, while a few more car makers are also expected to join the segment. Somehow, Chevrolet has been under the radar all this time, but that doesn't mean that GM doesn't have a plan for the new segment. No, this company already has something that could, with a few modifications, be very successful in North America. They have the Montana, a small pickup that's been doing pretty well in South America for decades. This pickup is smaller and more maneuverable than Maverick, and it should also be cheaper than Ford's pickup. Seems like a pretty good starting point for a successful North American journey. Chevy Montana design. The South American market Montana has been going for a long time, and the current generation, which was introduced last year, seems like a good formula for the US expansion. That model features pretty compact dimensions, but it is a smartly designed vehicle that combines practicality and affordability pretty well. One of the reasons is currently the fact that the pickup was developed by SAIC, GM's department in China. Therefore, it's not a surprise that the current Montana rides on the GEM platform, which is primarily imagined as an architecture for models in emerging markets. In this particular case, that's actually a good thing, because the use of simpler technical solutions leads to more attractive prices. But does that mean that Montana is going to be inferior to other small pickups? Not at all. This is still an attractive small pickup that, besides a good-looking exterior, also packs a lot of practicality in such compact dimensions. Its wheelbase may be 11 inches shorter compared to Maverick, but the cargo bed is pretty similar, with nearly the same volume. The Chevy Montana is smaller and easier to drive, but it also has a lot of room for improvement. It would need some solid upgrades if the company wants to offer a relevant pickup on the US market, and that primarily refers to the engine, which definitely needs way more power. Engine upgrade. Although with a great basis, South American Montana comes with a couple of major drawbacks when looked at from the perspective of North American buyers. The first one is the engine. Simply put, South America is still an emerging market, where some of the most important requirements are affordable prices and low running costs. Therefore, it's not a surprise that the pickup is powered by a small 1.2-liter 3-cylinder engine that puts out no more than 131 horsepower. It may be super efficient, but we are pretty sure no one would buy a Montana with such an underpowered engine in North America. Instead, the US market model would need something way more capable. Models like Maverick and Santa Cruz already establish some kind of a standard in the segment, where the power ranges between 190 and 280 horsepower, roughly. Considering that the Montana is smaller and lighter, base models might come with something slightly less powerful, such as the GM's familiar 1.5-liter Turbo 4, which can be found in models like Chevy Equinox and GMC Terrain. With 170 horsepower, this engine seems decent enough for an entry-level version of this pickup, especially if GM manages to ensure good fuel economy with it. However, the market would also require something more powerful, something to compete with the Maverick's 250 horsepower Turbo 4. The first engine that comes to mind is a 2.0-liter Turbo 4, which puts out around 235 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Some sources even speculate about the larger 2.7-liter Turbo 4, but we aren't sure about such a scenario, because that engine would certainly increase the price, and then the whole point of a small and affordable pickup seems lost. Besides powertrain upgrades, we also expect to see a new gearbox. The South American model is available either with a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. While the stick most likely won't make it to North America, the 6-speed automatic would probably be replaced with a more advanced 9-speed automatic gearbox, found in various Chevy models, such as Equinox, Blazer, and Traverse. Off-road performance. The original Chevy Montana started as a coupe ute, rather than a pickup truck, and some remains of that design philosophy are still present in the current generation. The Drivetrain is one of them, something that definitely needs upgrades for success in North America. Namely, the South American Montana comes only with front-wheel drive, and that's something Chevy needs to change. A mitigating circumstance is that neither Maverick nor Santa Cruz feature spectacular all-wheel drive systems. Nope, they come with pretty basic drivetrains borrowed from crossovers like Escape and Tucson. So the Montana could go in a similar direction and offer a system that wouldn't offer some exceptional grip, but would definitely provide relatively decent off-road performance. More importantly, the additional traction would have a positive effect on towing capacity, which is expected to be on par with Maverick, which can now tow between 2,000 and 4,000 pounds, depending on the configuration. Interior design. Chevy has never been famous for making great interiors, but Montana actually looks better than you would expect from a cheap pickup from South America. It actually looks quite appealing with an attractive dashboard design that features mostly hard plastics, but still looks nice. Moreover, the dashboard is complemented by a decently sized touchscreen, while other tech goodies are present as well. All in all, we wouldn't expect to see bigger modifications for the US market. That version would feature a similar design, with upgrades mainly in terms of more tech features and other standard equipment. But even in this aspect, Chevy's pickup already looks pretty good. It comes standard with an 8-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto smartphone integration, wireless charging, etc. Just like other models in the segment, Chevy Montana would also come exclusively in a crew cab layout with 2 rows of seats. However, if we consider Montana's dimensions, it's obvious that the cabin wouldn't be as spacious and comfortable as in the case of Maverick. Instead, we would see a little less room on the inside, though adults should still be able to fit in the second row, at least 2 of them. Versatile cargo bed. The best thing about small pickups is the combination of crossover-like driving experience and the practicality of the pickup body style. The open cargo area offers many possibilities, but we are pretty sure that traditional pickup drivers won't be impressed with Montana's bed capacity. It is almost as spacious as the one in Maverick, which is great if we compare the dimensions of the 2 pickups. But on the other hand, this is still a pretty limited amount of space, so some kind of flexibility would be required. It seems like Chevy already has a solution for this problem. For example, there are so-called multi-bed dividers. With these dividers, it's super easy to organize the cargo area in a more efficient way. You can divide the cargo bed into more sections and store all of your cargo safely. Moreover, the South American model has a bed cover that's claimed to be waterproof. Finally, we wouldn't exclude the possibility to see a couple more upgrades for the US market, starting from some kind of a mid-gate design. With such a technical solution, where the mid-gate folds flat along with the rear seats, Montana would get a couple of so much needed feet of bed length and be able to accommodate much longer objects. Release date and price. GM officials are still quiet about Montana's arrival in North America, but if we consider the dynamics and development of the unibody pickup market, it's pretty sure that this company will have to join the segment sooner or later. As we've just mentioned, Chevy Montana would need a few upgrades before it gets to North America, so we presume it won't come before late 2024 at best. Once it arrives, it will have to be quite affordable to beat the competition. We are pretty sure that base models would start with a sticker price that's under $25,000. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.